We're a graphic design and animation studio. Clint?
We're an animation house now more than anything, but I mean, we're just the typical graphic designers where, we started 20 years ago. So it's kind of a rolling definition because graphic designers to survive will design whatever is marketable. So there were years where we did websites mostly. There were years that we did games mostly. And now we're doing a lot of animation. Though I prefer animation over all of it, I think. Do you, Mark?
I do. I prefer animation so far. Clint and I are sort of glorified project managers, creative directors on all the projects. We wear a ton of hats, so we're client contact for the most part for all projects. And then we have about 25 people that work with us over the course of a year doing animation, illustration, music, sound design, like development, motion graphics, and you name it.
Mark and I are artists who wanted to, we wanted to keep doing art, whatever that is, meaning that it changes a lot for us. But we wanted to do art, but we wanted to make money doing it.
Also, like the perspective and point of view doesn't really change from anything that we've ever done because it's all coming from us, coming from our perspective, coming from our point of view.
That's true. It's still our artistic vision and our humor and everything else coming through, no matter, who's drawing.
I kind of used to badger Clint that I thought that if people knew we were around, they'd want to work with us, and that, the 5 people that did know us were working with us for 20 years. And so, we're a small shop. We focus on our clients and getting our clients' work done. So our time availability to do other things, like finding new clients is very few and far between our moments. And so we wanted to, work with Belkin to help us meet new people and let them know we were actually out here. So, that's half the battle, is just awareness and letting people know that we exist, and then meeting them and trying to, develop relationships with people, which is extra hard now. And so it is a more virtually focused task anyway these days. And it just it wasn't intentional that we decided to do this over COVID. We decided to do this before any of that happened. It just kind of happened that it was the way to meet people now anyway. Clint and I used to go on our tours every year, and we'd meet all of our existing clients and then, check in with them. But we'd also make it a goal to say, okay, we're going to meet with at least 3 new people that we've made connections with and try to have meetings with them. And nobody wants to meet anybody in person right now.
Yeah, it worked out even better. I was just thinking, like Mark and I have been doing this, ever since when the lockdown hit. We were just sort of like, what's the difference in this than how we usually work anyway? Because we do so much remotely and have been for like 2 decades. So, but like Mark said, like at least once a year, we would go do like a person-to-person round to sort of drum up work. And it always yielded work. And maybe not immediately, but it always yielded work. And part of that was just, we realized that we need to establish a trust, and we needed to sort of replenish that trust by meeting someone person to person. And what that did was it kind of locked us into the same kind of fishing holes. We would go to the same places to go fishing, and those fishing spots would work, but we found it was really hard to get out, to get over and to get out into a new lake and to get out in a new spot to go fishing. But another reason was we were always catching fish, meaning getting new projects with the same spots, the same businesses, the same corporations, because they're big. And so we weren't exactly, it wasn't like a desperate thing, but we knew that we needed to get out and get more variety and get more people for interest, but also for the sort of lifeblood of the business. So when the lockdown hit, we were like, shit, we can't really get around as easily. It's hard to get around and get meetings with people. Everybody's working remotely. One thing that struck me is that just the strategy that Belkin has I guess to put it bluntly, just to get people to answer. I mean, there's a way to speak. I mean, and Mark and I write a lot for our clients, so we understand tone, but there's just sort of tricks of the trade to get people to answer you. But the big thing Mark brought up during the campaign that we did was like, man, how many emails are we not seeing that are getting, rejected, that are getting thrown out? And we realized that like there's a really important sort of preservation of our morale, because what we're seeing is like 3 people have said they want to meet with you, and we're like, yeah.
Yeah, 3 people, that's awesome. I mean, most conversations that we've had with our leads have been really, really good, and very positive. We've gotten one animation project so far, and we've also gotten some other, proposals and RFPs and things like that.
To put a point on it, and I won't give exact details, but I will say one of the caveats for Mark and I were, look, we're going to spend this money and we're going to see what happens, and if it pays for itself, we can continue to do this, and it did. So just right out of the box, the first campaign that we ran, we got a return on what we spent with Belkin, dozen and a half leads that are strong as well.
Right.
So it paid for itself and then some for us on the first time out.